What is going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Welcome back here today to another tier list video. You guys have been really enjoying them. I made my tier list on NBA teams, my tier list on point guards, and now I'm doing my tier list on NBA duos. So I think Jimmy Highroller just did something similar to this, so shout out to him. And I was like, all right, you guys are really enjoying the tier list videos. I didn't want to do my shooting guard tier list right away, and you guys showed really good support that you wanted to see that, so I will be doing that soon. And I was like, you know what, let's do NBA duos. I just made a video on my main channel. Go check that out, ranking every duo 30 to 1. But for this, I'm going to do it as a tier list. So we're going to put them in tiers. And if you guys do enjoy these videos, please drop a thumbs up. And you are going to disagree with some of these. This is really hard. Like, this is going to be so hard. You thought I struggled with the point guard video? This one's going to be tough. Please drop a thumbs up. And you can also let me know in the comments what you disagree with. Let me know down there, because I know you'll disagree with something. Please let me know. And you can spark a debate with maybe somebody down there. And talk some basketball, you know. But yeah, this isn't perfect. This is just my opinion. And this is what I have right now going into this season. Not what I'm projecting like these players in the past season. Not what I think at the end of the year. Just overall right now, like kind of the duos I would take. So, yeah, we can get into this. Simmons and Embiid. Honestly, okay, so yeah, this is the first one. I had them, I think, in my tier 2 in my video. I'm putting them in elite. This is 2 top 20 players. You could maybe make an argument 2 top, like, 16 players, depending on where you have Ben Simmons. But I think if you have 2 top 20 players in the NBA, that is an elite duo. They belong there. I think I had them in tier 2 in my video, and I think that is a little bit too low. All right. CJ and Dame. I'm going back to them. Because I got to see where I put everybody else. Giannis and Middleton, I think it's elite. When you have a top 5 player in the NBA and a top 30, I think that kind of narrows out to being an elite duo. I think maybe the Sixers duo is slightly better when you combine those 2 players, but I think we still underrate Middleton a little bit. Like, I think he's a really good player, and I think if he played in, like, not Milwaukee, like he played in Miami, people would have been like, whoa. He's really good. Like, you can make an argument in the regular season last year that Middleton had a better year than Jimmy Butler. Easily. But I think you can make an argument. Not saying he definitely was better. I just think that they're elite, I think. Maybe at the end of elite, but I think they belong in elite. Markkanen and Levine. I think they're in solid tier. I wouldn't put them in bottom tier. I think they're solid. I think there's a lot of good duos, so I wouldn't really put them in pretty good. I think Levine helps them out a lot, and Markkanen, I guess, yeah, he's their second best player. Now, when I compare 2 duos, I pretty much look at, all right, so obviously are these 2 players better than these 2 players? Like, you take the best out of the 2 duos and you take the worst out of the 2 duos. Is the best player on one team, or the best players from both players on one team? If not, and it's split, like, say you have I'm going to use these 2 teams as an example, the Sixers and the Bulls. Say Embiid's better than Markkanen, but you have Levine better than Simmons. Obviously, I'm just using this as an example. I would take both these guys over these guys. But if it's splitting like that, then I usually go whoever has the best player. So I think when it comes down to a lot of comparing duos, the Giannis duo helps them out a lot. So I'm going to have Levine and Markkanen there. Love and Drummond. Bottom? Honestly, these 2 players are good. And like you can make an argument that they're better than the Bulls duo. So I'm going to put them in solid tier. Brown and Tatum. Oof. Pretty good or borderline elite. This is going to be the toughest tier for me. It is. I'm going to go back to them. Just give me a second. George and Leonard, they're going to be in elite tier. You have a top 5 player in the NBA, and you still have a top 25 guy there. I think that should warrant an elite duo, 100%. Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr., I think pretty good. I don't think they're in the borderline elite category yet. But I think this is actually like their tier. This is a really good tier for them. And then maybe at the end of the year, they could maybe sneak up there if they both have really good years. I just hope Jaren Jackson Jr. kind of limits on the foul trouble, improves as a or he's already a great 3-point shooter, great shot blocker, maybe improve a little bit as a rebounder, a little bit more of a physical presence inside. And Ja, I mean, he had as good of a rookie year as you could have asked for. And then I think Trae Young and John Collins. I put this on my community tab on my main channel. Who was a better duo? And you guys voted for Ja and Triple J, but I think Trae Young carries this duo from being in the solid tier. Just Trae Young is that good. I think Trae Young is right now better than Ja Morant. Do I think he has a better career? I don't know. I'd have to think about that. But I think he helps this tier being pretty good. Who we got here? We got Jimmy and Bam. It's borderline elite. I think Jimmy's a top 13, 12 player in the NBA. Bam's probably top 30, top 35. Yeah, they can be in borderline elite. I think that's a good tier for them. Who is this? Is this LaMelo and Hayward? They're going to be in bottom tier. One, they haven't played together yet. They played some preseason games. LaMelo has looked good as a playmaker, as a facilitator. Like, his passings look good. His shooting, not so much. Decision-making and defense, Not been the best, especially on the defensive side. Decision making's been okay. They're going to be bottom tier for now. Maybe the Cavs will get bumped down there. We'll see. But for now, we have that. What do we got? Jazz and Mitchell. Gobert and Mitchell. Ooh. They're borderline elite, I think. Yeah, you have a 2-time defensive player of the year. Top 5 center. Probably you could have him as a top 30, 35 player in the league. 100%. Top 30. Yeah. I mean, I would, maybe not top 30. Top 35. And then Mitchell is probably top 25, at least in your eyes, or most people's eyes. So I'm going to have them in borderline elite. Fox and Hield is pretty good. Yeah, I think Fox him and Jamal Murray are my 2 guys that I think could be in the most improved player race this year. One guy from the 2016 class in Murray and one in the 17 in Fox, and I think they're pretty good. I don't even know. Yeah, I guess, Hield is obviously the second best player. So they're pretty good. Okay, Brown and Tatum are borderline elite. I think they are a step up over this duo. I don't think they're in the elite category. I don't know. Jimmy and Bam could be up into elite at the end of this. I might change my mind. But yeah, I definitely found a home for Tatum and Brown. I think borderline elite is good. Who do we got here? RJ and Mitchell Robinson. It sucks to put him down here, but bottom tier. It's crazy. So, just like the thoughts and opinions have changed on Mitchell Robinson. ESPN had that him in their top 100 at the end of the year for like the article that just came out. But man, he's looked like I'm not giving up on him, but like he hasn't shown any improvement in the preseason. He's still making dumb fouls, and I think that's fine. He should still be out there. But like, I don't know, man. I'm losing a little bit of faith to being like a really good, legit starting center in the NBA. Like legit, like a top 7 center one day. He has done nothing as a passer. He's done nothing as a shooter. He's done nothing as a post game. He's very resemblant of Rudy Gobert, but boy, does he not have the discipline or the basketball IQ. But he definitely has the talent. But RJ Barrett has looked really good in the preseason. His first half of the first preseason game, he was bricking a lot of threes. And I don't think that's his game really as mainly a shooter. I like him better inside, attacking the basket, slashing, cutting, playing in transition, kind of being a playmaker inside in the half court. But he was taking a lot of threes. He wasn't hitting them. And I know that's not his game. But he looked great in the second half. And he looked phenomenal in game 2. And hey, you don't hear about it. Everybody was clowning him in the first couple shots of the first preseason game. But when he plays good, nobody talks about it. But they are bottom tier for me. They are. I don't know. Maybe this Cavs duo will drop. We'll see. So I think Lillard and McCollum go here to borderline elite. Lillard, a top 10 player, top 11 player. McCollum is top 40. So top 35 maybe. Yeah, I think they definitely belong in borderline elite. Obviously, LeBron and AD are elite. They're probably the best. They are the best duo in the NBA right now. Reigning champions there. So for the Magic, we got Fournier and Vucevic. I think I put Gordon and Vucevic for my video. Ooh, solid or pretty good? Ooh, because like, I don't know, 48 is your number 2. I don't know. We'll go back to them. Luka and KP are borderline elite. Thought about possibly elite, but I don't think KP is good enough as a partner yet just because of his injuries. But Luka is a top 10 player in the NBA. And I'm putting all the top 10 guys up here. Oh, no, I've lowered down here. Okay, yeah, because I think KP is close to McCollum and where you would rank them in the NBA. And I think Lillard and Luka are close where you would rank them. So I actually like this borderline elite right there. Kyrie and KD, they are an elite. When healthy, KD's a top 3 player, top 2 player in basketball before the injury. Kyrie was mainly injured for last year, but he's still a top 5 point guard in the league. Kyrie's a top 30 guy when healthy, probably better than that. Probably you could maybe debate top 20. And KD when healthy, man, he's top 5, 100%. He probably will be a top 10 player this year. Hopefully he is. So they're coming in at elite. Borderline, I think, yeah, Jokic and Murray, they're borderline elite. You have another top 10 player here in Jokic. Murray holds them back just a tad bit, not in a bad way. Like, obviously, Murray's a great player. It's just to get in that elite category. So I think a borderline elite is a good category for them. There are so many good duos. Brogdon and Sabonis, this one's pretty easy, pretty good. Sabonis was an all-star last year, and Brogdon's a very good player. I don't know if I would put them as the best duo here. I would honestly be pretty willing to say that's Ja and Triple J. But, yeah, they're in pretty good. Who we got here? Ingram and Zion. Ooh. I'm going to put them in pretty... borderline elite are pretty good. I'm putting them in pretty good just because for right now, what we've seen, Zion is an incredible player, but if he can't stay on the floor, he can't improve on the defensive end, and he's really not much of a shooter, then it would be hard to put him in borderline elite. I don't know, but Ingram's so good as it is. Let me go back to them. Who we got here? Rose and Griffin. Solid. 2 good players. I would say they're the best out of these 3. Honestly... I don't know. We'll see if I end up changing this tier, but I think they're in solid. Siakam and Lowry, they're borderline elite. I think they're probably one of the worst duos here. But they're up there. Siakam, top 25 guy, top 30 guy in the NBA. Lowry, still one of the most consistent players in basketball. I don't think we'll see too much of regression from Lowry this year. So, yeah, they're coming in at borderline elite. Also, yeah, Giannis signed the Supermax today, so he won't be joining Toronto, looks like, anytime soon. Harden and Wall, just because I don't know what John Wall... Like, he's been fine in the preseason, but just because I don't want to overreact on it, I'm going to put them in borderline elite. But if John Wall's back to being a top 25 guy and you have Harden who's a top 10 guy, then they probably belong in elite. But no, for this, I don't want to overreact on John Wall. He's going to be in borderline elite. Back to the Magic. Nope. DeRozan and Aldridge, pretty good. I think that's actually a fair estimate for them. DeRozan, could say he's a little bit underrated now. Aldridge, could see a regression year from him, but I think they're in pretty good. Suns, Booker, and is that Chris Paul? Yeah, that's Chris Paul. It's borderline elite. I think they're a step above pretty good. Chris Paul was the top 15 player in basketball last year. Booker's one of the best young guards in the NBA. He's not even like he's young, but like he's here. He's a top 20 guy, top 25 guy in the NBA. Probably top 20, more top 20 now. I think he belongs in borderline elite. Westbrook and Beal. They're borderline elite as well. I think there's a lot of duos on the cusp of being there. I might end up switching this at the end, but yeah, they're my borderline elite. Who do we got here? Curry and Wiggins. So they chose Wiggins. Okay, if it's Wiggins, they're borderline elite. I mean, like, Draymond, I think, would be better. And if it was Clay, they would 100% be an elite. 100,000% be an elite. And probably be the second best duo in the league if it's Clay and Curry. But, yeah, with Wiggins, it holds him back just a little bit. Like, Curry is obviously a top 5 guy in basketball or in the NBA. But Wiggins, if he's your number 2, would you say Wiggins is a top 50 guy? Probably not. Would you say he's a top 75 guy? You could probably make a case for that, yeah. But if your second best player is between 50 and 75, it's hard to put you in the elite category. Shea and Al Horford, they're going to bottom tier. I don't know. They haven't played yet. I don't really like Al Horford as a number 2. Shea, I don't know. It just hurts putting Shea down there. Maybe I'll end up putting Shea in solid just because it's Shea and he's kind of carrying that duo a little bit. Yeah. Because you could say Shea's almost as good as Zach LaVine, and then Al Horford's probably a better player at the moment than Markin, and I mean, they're both not the best. We got 3 duos. Cat and D'Lo. Ooh. Oh, go back to them. Oh, no, we got 3 tough ones. Okay, Cat and D'Lo, are they borderline elite? I feel like they gotta be. Like, I'm trying to compare them to a duo here. I mean, maybe the Siakam-Lowry duo, like, Cat is better than Siakam, but Lowry is better than D'Lo. Yeah, I'll put him in borderline elite. Might be generous. That might be pretty generous. Because I think D'Lo is a little overrated. Not saying he's bad. I just think he's a lot better than the public perception. Or he's not as good as the public perception makes him out to be. But Cat is so good. Cat is so good as a shooter for somebody as a center. Obviously, this is probably the worst defensive duo in this borderline elite category. Yeah, probably. But I still got to put him in here. Maybe McCollum and Lillard give him a run for them. No, they're borderline elite. I think I'm going to put Vucevic and Fournier as solid. Jesus. Let me go back to them. Okay. I don't know what to do with the Pelicans duo. Is it borderline elite or are they pretty good? Matt, you got to make a decision. You only got 2 left. There's no scapegoats here and saying you'll do them later. All right, let me do the Magic first. I'm going to put them in solid. Because I think Derrick Rose is just as good as Fournier. And when healthy, Blake is just as good as Vucevic. But then do I put DeRozan in solid? I don't know. I'm going to do that. I don't know. They're borderline solid and pretty good. Please don't hate me too much in the comments, Magic fans, for that. And then finally, we have the Pelicans duo. I'll overreact with Zion. We'll put them in borderline elite. I don't know. But I feel like borderline elite, there's so many, like, are they really No. They're pretty good. Because when would you ever say that they're in this tier? I don't think they're that close. They're pretty good. Yeah, I'm going to put some more guys in pretty good. I think I'm going with that. I don't know. Hate me all you want, Timberwolves, Pelicans, and Magic fans. I'm sorry. This is what I came up with. I didn't want to put too many teams in borderline elite because then I'm like, all right, are we kind of just like not making the word elite what it should be? Because it should be a category. But I think there's so many good duos in the NBA that, I mean, like, Put Steph? No. I'm gonna keep it as this. Let me know if you would have put any guys in borderline elite that in elite or pretty good in borderline elite, or drop anybody down from borderline elite. Let me know in the comments below. If you did enjoy, please drop a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it to counteract probably a lot of people disliking this video. Either way though, thank you all for watching. I love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.